Hello world, once again is Mr. Guest, another Green Apple production. Shout out to all my students and the parents of my students. We're having a great year. We're going to keep it moving. Here we go. Notes dash abiotic and biotic factors. Abiotic and biotic factors. Abiotic and biotic are real, I say complicated sounding terms, but it's really not. It's really not. It's like most science. Once you learn and figure it out, it's really quite simple concepts. What term describes an area in which living things and non-living parts of the environment interact? The answer is, of course, ecosystems. And that's what we've been talking about this past couple of weeks. Ecosystems and the living things and the non-living things that are inside or within ecosystems. There's your hint. Living things and non-living things. I don't know why scientists try to make everything sound so complicated. We're finna break it down real simple right here. Ecosystem, an area in which living things and non-living parts of the environment interact. An ecosystem is made up of living parts and non-living parts. We all know that. Here we go. Let's talk about that as a whole. So you got this ecosystem here in the middle. That's everything inside this environment, or where you got living things and non-living things. You got abiotic factors and you got biotic factors, and that's it. It's real simple. Let's talk about some abiotic factors. A non-living part of an ecosystem. Let's go back to the screen. Hold up. Here we go, because no way is it that simple. You got an ecosystem right here in the middle. Then you have abiotic factors and biotic factors. All you telling me, Mr. Guest, is that abiotic factors is just the non-living parts of an ecosystem. Yes, sir. That's all I'm telling you. Examples, the sun, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. Now, the sun is very important, essential for life on Earth. Oxygen is very important, essential for life on Earth. Carbon dioxide, just the same, essential for life on Earth. However, it's not alive, it's non-living. So if it's a part of our ecosystem, but it's not living, it's not breathing per se, it's an abiotic factor. That's simple. I know it sounded complicated. I know it sounded like, oh my goodness, I'm going to need my PhD to understand this. Nope. Real simple. Abiotic is just a fancy term, a scientific term for something that is not living. Now, it has to be a part of your ecosystem, part of your environment. But if it's something that's not alive, like a rock or a stone or the sidewalk or a car or the chair or a table, if it's not living, if it's not breathing, it's abiotic. It's that simple. So, the opposite, of course, is biotic, all right, which comes from the same term, biology, which is the study of the way things live, or the study of life. Biotic factors, a living organism in an ecosystem. Real simple. Abiotic, non-living. Biotic, living. Can't get any more plain than that. Yeah, I told you, I got you. Real simple information. Examples, you, me, animals, plants, etc. Anything that is alive. Anything that is alive is a biotic factor. Simple. I wish I had to go deeper and I really had to teach at an extraordinary level. I don't. This is very simple. Just sounds complicated. Abiotic, non-living, biotic, non-living. Abiotic, non-living, biotic, living. Some additional vocabularies, things we already know. Environment, all the conditions that surround a living thing. Population, a group of individuals that belong to the same species and live in the same area. Now, when I say individuals, I'm not talking about just humans. I'm talking about individual type animals, individual plants. Anything that's in the same species is known as the population. So you have lions within a Serengeti. That's the population of lions. You have plants in your mother's garden. That's the population of plants, but not necessarily plants. Let's say you have tulips, the population of tulips, because that's a certain species. Do you get it? All the plants is not a species. We're talking about something very precise. Got it? Community, a group of populations that interact with one another in a particular area. Take your mother's garden. So you got the tulips, the roses, the weeds, because she really being lazy. She ain't out there getting the weeds out. And you got the grass. Well, that's the community, because you got a group of different types of species living together. Understood? Just like the community in your neighborhood. You got all different types of species. You got humans, you have plants, you have some pets, so you have dogs and cats. Well, that's a community, a group of populations that interact with one another in a particular area. I wish I could have made that more complicated, but it's not. It's simple. All right, so these notes are very short and sweet, and that's the end. And I'm signing off. This has been Mr. Guest, another Green Apple production. Hope you all out there across the world and in my class are learning at a very high level. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.